The first 24 hours in Project Z Exodus aren't about survival, they're about domination. Most players make 5 critical mistakes in the first hour alone. I'm going to show you the exact minute-by-minute master plan that guarantees you don't just live, you thrive. Log entry, Day 1, Hour 0. They call this Project Z Exodus. I call it hell. The sirens have stopped. That's the worst part, the silence. It's a lie. It's not empty. It's waiting. If you're listening to this, you're either me playing this back to remember, or you're someone who just woke up in this nightmare. You have 24 hours. What you do in these next 24 hours will determine whether you live to see a second sunrise or become another walking corpse on the evening news. This isn't just a survival guide. This is my pro-level master plan, the exact sequence of actions that creates the perfect first 24 hours. Forget fumbling in the dark. Forget making rookie mistakes that get you killed before you even find a can of beans. Today, we execute a plan. We move with purpose. We don't just survive. We establish a foothold. We dominate the dawn of the dead. The clock starts now. When you spawn in, the first 60 seconds are the most critical of your entire run. Don't move. Don't touch anything. Just listen. The game is already giving you information. Is there a groan to your left? A distant scream? The sound of shuffling feet? Your first action is to orient yourself to immediate threats. Open your map. Pinpoint your location. Now look at your character's moodles. Are you panicked? Stressed? This initial emotional state affects your combat effectiveness and perception. The game wants you to panic and run. We will do the opposite. We will be methodical. Our first objective is not a weapon. It's not food. It's a container, a bag, anything to expand our inventory. A school bag, a duffel bag, a fanny pack. Without it, you are crippled. You are forced to make impossible choices about what to leave behind. This is the first mistake everyone makes. They grab a butter knife and a bag of chips, leaving behind the suture needle and antibiotics that would have saved them on day 3. We are not them. We are smarter. We are playing chess while they are playing checkers. The very first building you enter should be a house, not a store, not a warehouse, a residential home. Why? Because they are the most predictable loot spawns in the early game. You have a high chance of finding 3 essential things: a container in a bedroom closet, basic canned food in the kitchen, and a low-tier weapon. Your entry must be surgical. Don't break a window unless you absolutely have to. Every sound is a dinner bell. Check the doors. Locked? Peek through the window. See any of them inside? If it's clear, we find another way in. A back door, an open window on the 2nd floor. Noise is the enemy. Silence is our shield. Once inside, you move with a cold, calculated efficiency. You are not a resident. You are a predator. You are a ghost. You clear the ground floor first, room by room, closing doors behind you. This is a pro player secret that saves countless lives. A closed door is a physical barrier and a sound buffer. It buys you seconds. Seconds are life. In the kitchen, we prioritize high-calorie, non-perishable food. Canned chili, peanut butter, cereal. Ignore the fresh stuff for now. The power will go out. It always does. We are planning for the long game. Check under the sink. People forget this spot. Bleach, cleaning supplies. Not food, but tools for water purification and base cleaning later. We take the bleach. Always take the bleach. Now, the weapon. You will be tempted by the steak knives in the kitchen block. They are a trap. They have low durability and almost no range. They will get you killed. You are looking for something with reach and heft. A frying pan, a rolling pin, a baseball bat leaning in a corner. These are your best friends in the first hour. They can stun, they can knock back, they provide a crucial buffer of space between you and them. Remember, the goal of the first hour is not to fight. It is to gear up for the first real loot run. Every fight you take is a risk. A scratch, a bite, it's a death sentence. We avoid contact unless absolutely necessary. We are ghosts. We are whispers in this dead world. We are building an advantage. And with our bag, our can of beans, and our trusty frying pan, the first phase of the master plan is complete. We have survived the first hour with an optimized start, better than 99% of other survivors. But the sun is climbing higher in the sky, and the real work is about to begin. The next step in our Project Z Exodus first 24-hour strategy is to identify a potential base of operations. This is not our final home. This is a temporary forward operating base, a place to spend the first night in relative safety. The criteria are strict. 2 stories, minimum. This gives us a strategic advantage. We can destroy the staircase, making the second floor an impregnable fortress. Limited points of entry. We want a building with as few windows and doors on the ground floor as possible. A clear line of sight around the property. We need to see them coming. And finally, proximity to valuable loot locations, but not directly inside a high-density zombie area. Finding this location is the core objective for hours 2 through 5. This is our perfect day 1 strategy in action. We are not just wandering, we are hunting for a home. The suburbs on the edge of town are often ideal. Look for houses with tall wooden fences. These are not just for privacy anymore. They are walls. They are fortifications gifted to you by the old world. A corner house is even better. 2 sides of your property are protected by the street, funneling the dead into predictable choke points. As we move, we are constantly scanning, not just for them, but for resources. A car with its trunk slightly ajar could hold a jack and a lug wrench, essential for vehicle maintenance later. A mailbox might have a magazine, a source of fuel for a fire, or a skill-boosting item that accelerates our learning. What to do first in Project Z Exodus is always about maximizing efficiency. Every step must have a purpose. Every glance must be an assessment. We move along the edges, using trees and fences for cover. We break line of sight. We never, ever run unless we are actively being pursued. Running creates noise and exhausts your character, leaving you vulnerable. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Pro player secrets for early game movement are all about energy conservation. We walk, we sneak, we live. Now let's talk about skills. When you create your character, you made choices. Did you pick strong for extra carry weight and melee damage, or handy for better crafting and fortification? Your early actions should complement your build. If you're handy, you should be actively dismantling furniture in safe houses for planks and nails. Every watch, every pair of glasses, every useless piece of jewelry you find should be dismantled for electrical scrap and other components. An optimized start guide must account for this synergy. You are not just a survivor, you are a specialist. Use your innate talents to get ahead. Let's say we found it, the perfect house. 2 stories, fenced-in yard, a clear view of the street. It's hour 6, the sun is high. We have a location. Now we must clear it and secure it. This is our first major combat engagement. Before we enter, we scout. We walk a full perimeter. How many are inside? How many are in the yard? We draw them out, one by one. Shout, tap on a window. Create a small, controlled noise to lure the ones near the doors and windows outside into our territory. We fight them in the open, where we can control the engagement. Backpedal, swing, maintain distance. Never let yourself get cornered. This is where your frying pan earns its keep. Once the exterior is clear, we breach. We open the door and immediately step back, ready for any surprises. We clear the ground floor, room by room, door by door. Then the second floor. Once the house is empty of the dead, the clock is ticking. We must secure it before nightfall. This is the single most important task of the first day. Go to every downstairs window, every single one. Hang a sheet over it. This blocks the line of sight. If they can't see you, they are less likely to investigate. Now, the doors. If you have a hammer and nails, you board them up. 3 to 4 planks per window, 1 for each door. This is your first layer of defense. Your Project Z Exodus Optimized Start Guide to Fortification is simple. Layers. A sheet is layer 1. Boards are layer 2. Furniture barricades are layer 3. We will do this for every single ground floor entry point. The final step before nightfall is the most crucial, the staircase. If you have a sledgehammer, you destroy it completely. This is the ultimate security. If you don't, you barricade it. A sofa, a refrigerator, a bookshelf. Anything heavy, anything that will slow them down. We have now created a safe room on the second floor. This is where we will spend the night. It's hour 12. Darkness is falling. We have a secure location. We have some food, some water, and a basic weapon. We have executed the perfect day one strategy so far. But the night is different. The night is theirs. Now we plan for the second day. While the world outside is consumed by darkness, we organize. We consolidate our loot. We manage our inventory. We eat, we drink, we rest. But we do not sleep for long. We sleep in shifts. 2 hours on, 2 hours off. Listening. Always listening. The night brings out special infected in some scenarios, and it certainly makes the existing ones more agitated. You'll hear them, bumping against the walls, groaning in the yard. This is a psychological test. Can you handle the pressure? Can you stick to the plan? A common new player mistake is to get complacent in their safe house. They think the boards will hold forever. They think the night is a time for rest. It is a time for preparation. This is when we read. If you found a skill book, mechanics, carpentry, first aid, now is the time to absorb that knowledge. Every page you read is an investment in your future. No book? We train. We muffle our movements and practice our stealth. We sort our gear into logical piles. Food here, tools there, medical supplies in this container. Organization is not just about tidiness. It's about life and death efficiency. When a zombie breaks through your barricade at 3 a.m., you need to know exactly where your hammer and bandages are. You cannot afford to be searching through a pile of junk in the dark. This is a pro player secret that feels mundane, but is utterly vital. Your inventory is your life. Your base layout is your fortress. Treat them with the respect they deserve. As we approach hour 18, the deepest part of the night, we do a perimeter check from the second-story windows. We are looking for changes. Has a horde gathered at the front door? Is there a breach in our fence? We are gathering intelligence. We are preparing for our morning push. The plan for day 2 is built on the foundation we laid on day 1. We have a secure base to operate from. This allows us to be bolder, to take more calculated risks. Our first objective at sunrise will be water. We need containers, buckets, pots, empty bottles. We will set them up outside to collect rainwater. We will find a water source, a river, a lake, or residential water coolers, and begin stockpiling. The water in the pipes will shut off. It is inevitable. A survivor who hasn't prepared for this is a dead survivor. My master plan accounts for this. We will have a sustainable water source established by hour 36. The second objective for day 2 is a better weapon and better tools. The frying pan has served us well, but it is time for an upgrade. We need to find a hardware store, a fire station, or a police station. These are high-risk, high-reward locations. We will not attempt to assault them directly. We will use stealth and distraction. Create noise on one side of the building to draw the horde away, then slip in from the other side. We are looking for an axe, a crowbar, or a sledgehammer, the holy trinity of survival tools. The axe is a formidable weapon and can chop down trees for lumber. The crowbar can pry open locked doors and windows with less noise than breaking them, and it is nearly indestructible. The sledgehammer can destroy any wall, any door. It is the key to reshaping the world to our will. As the first hint of dawn appears on the horizon at hour 24, we are not the same person who woke up in this nightmare. We are not a victim. We are not scared. We are prepared. We have a secure base. We have a stockpile of supplies. We have a plan. We have survived the Project Z Exodus first 24 hours not by luck, but by discipline, by strategy, by following the master plan. We have laid the foundation for long-term survival. The sun is rising on day 2. And for us, it is not an ending. It is just the beginning. The world may have fallen, but we are still standing. And we are ready for whatever comes next. Now, let's go into the granular details of those first few hours, because perfection is found in the margins. When you spawn, I mean the literal second you gain control, your first key press should be to crouch. This immediately reduces your visibility and noise profile. Before you even identify your surroundings, you are already making yourself a harder target. This is muscle memory for pro players. This is step 0. Now, let's refine the house clearing strategy. When you enter a house, the first room you should head for, if possible, is the bathroom. It sounds strange, but the logic is sound. Bathrooms are small, easily defensible, and have a high chance of spawning medical supplies in the cabinet. First aid is a resource that is deceptively scarce. Finding a bottle of disinfectant, a few bandages, or painkillers in the first 15 minutes is a massive win. You secure these, then you continue clearing the house. When you get to the kitchen, let's talk about the refrigerator. You will be tempted by the fresh food. A salad, a carton of milk, a steak. In the first 24 hours, this food is a blessing. Eat it immediately. It has a short shelf life and will begin to rot as soon as the power goes out, which can happen at any moment. Your priority is to consume the most perishable, high-value food first. Eat the ice cream, seriously. It gives a massive boost to happiness, reducing stress and panic, which improves your overall performance. This is a micro-optimization that pays dividends. You are not just managing hunger, you are managing your character's mental state. A calm survivor is an effective survivor. While in the house, keep an eye out for seemingly useless items. A can opener. This is a non-negotiable top-tier item. Without it, your vast stockpile of canned goods is just a collection of heavy paperweights. Find one, guard it with your life. Another critical item, a watch. Knowing the exact time is a strategic advantage. It allows you to plan your excursions and be back at your base, secure, long before nightfall. It removes guesswork. We do not guess. We calculate, we execute. Once the first house is looted, you will have a small collection of supplies. Now you must make a critical decision. Do you fortify this first house, or do you press on to find a better location? My plan dictates that you press on. The first house you find is rarely the optimal one. It is a stepping stone, a temporary loot cache. You take what you need and you move. You are a shark. You are always moving. Our hunt for the perfect base continues. During this transit, you will encounter your first zombies in the open. You must learn to read their body language. Are they idle? Are they actively searching? Are they drawn to a sound? You must learn to hurt them. You can create a sound, a whisper shout, by pressing Q to draw a single zombie away from a pack. This is called pulling. You pull one, lead it around a corner, and dispatch it in isolation. This is how you dismantle a group of 10 zombies without ever fighting more than one at a time. This is the art of survival. It is not about brute force. It is about intelligence. It is about manipulating the dead and the environment to your advantage. Let's discuss a hidden mechanic, the fence. You can lure a zombie to a tall wooden fence. As it tries to climb over, it will be momentarily stuck in an animation. This is a free hit, a guaranteed safe kill. You can clear entire neighborhoods by patiently luring zombies to fences and dispatching them one by one. This is slow, but it is safe. And in the first 24 hours, safety is everything. Another pro tip, fighting in the rain. Rain muffles sound. It reduces your visibility to zombies. A rainy day is a gift. It is the perfect time for a risky loot run. The storm is your cover. Use it. Many players hide from the rain. We embrace it. We use it as a weapon. Now, back to our base selection. We've established the criteria: 2 stories, limited entry, good sightlines. But there's another factor: location-specific loot. A fire station is a fortress filled with axes and durable clothing. A police station has weapons and ammunition. A self-storage facility can have a random assortment of incredible loot, including generators and sledgehammers. Your long-term strategy should be to establish a base within a safe, commutable distance to one of these high-value locations. For the first night, however, we prioritize security over loot proximity. A secluded farmhouse on the edge of the map can be the safest place to spend your first week, even if it's far from the action. My perfect run involves finding one of those two-story suburban houses near a lake or river. The fence gives us security, the second story gives us a fortress, and the nearby water source solves our long-term hydration needs. This is the trifecta. This is the goal of our first day's scouting mission. Once we have secured this location, sheets on windows, barricades on doors, staircase destroyed, we begin phase 2 of base development. We bring in furniture, a comfortable bed to sleep in, a chair to rest. These items reduce stress and improve recovery. We designate containers for specific loot categories. We are building a home. We are imposing order on chaos. And as we sit there on the second floor of our fortress, listening to the rain and the distant groans, we open our map. We start to plan day 2. We mark potential loot targets, a clinic for medical supplies, a bookstore for skill books, an electronics store for communication devices. Our master plan is not just for the first 24 hours. It is a living document. It adapts, it evolves. But the foundation we have built in this first perfect day is what makes it all possible. We did not panic. We did not waste a single moment. We moved with purpose. Every action was a deliberate step towards victory. That is the difference between a survivor and a statistic. That is how you conquer Project Z Exodus. And as the sun rises, you are not just a survivor. You are a king in your castle, looking out over your dead kingdom, and you are ready to reclaim it. Let me walk you through the nitty-gritty of the first combat encounter. It's inevitable. You turn a corner, and there it is, one of them. Your heart pounds, the panic moodle flashes. This is the moment that breaks most new players. They swing wildly, they miss, they get grabbed, it's over. Here is the pro secret to winning your first fight, and every fight after. Patience and spacing. Your weapon, let's say it's the frying pan, has a specific range. You need to learn this range instinctively. As the zombie approaches, you don't stand your ground. You walk backwards. You maintain the perfect distance. You wait for it to lunge. As it lunges and misses, it is momentarily vulnerable. That is when you strike. One solid hit to the head. Then you immediately backpedal again. You are baiting an attack, punishing the mistake, and resetting the distance. Never swing more than once or twice. Getting greedy is a death sentence. It's a dance. Backpedal, wait for the lunge, strike, reset. Master this rhythm, and you can take on 2, 3, even 4 zombies at once. Always be aware of your surroundings. Never fight with your back to a wall or another zombie. The worst thing that can happen is getting stun-locked from behind. Before any engagement, do a quick 360-degree scan. Clear your 6. This is non-negotiable. Now let's talk about the unsung hero of the early game, the humble sheet rope. Once you have secured your second-story base, you need a way to get in and out without the stairs. You need 2 things, a sheet rope and a nail. You can craft a sheet rope from sheets. You then attach it to a window frame. Voila! You have a silent, reusable, and completely zombie-proof entrance and exit to your fortress. This is a fundamental part of the 2-story base strategy. Without it, you are a prisoner in your own home. Prioritize finding sheets and a nail to make this happen. What about food beyond cans? As you explore, you will find houses with gardens. These are gold mines. Even if the vegetables are rotten, the seed packets are often still viable. Grab every single one. Farming is the key to long-term sustainable survival. On day 1, you are already planning for day 100. You are thinking about crop rotation, water collection, and building a greenhouse on your roof. This forward-thinking mindset is what separates the short-term survivors from the long-term conquerors of the apocalypse. Another critical resource is literature. Every bookshelf you see is a treasure chest. Even the useless books can be used as fuel for a fire. But the skill books, they are game changers. A book on carpentry can double or triple the rate at which you learn to build. Reading the entire series can make you a master carpenter in a matter of weeks instead of months. In the first 24 hours, your goal should be to find at least one beginner-level skill book related to your chosen profession or desired skills. The library is a dangerous but incredibly valuable location for this very reason. It is a high-priority target for day 2 or 3. Let's talk about cars. In the first 24 hours, a car is a death trap. It's noisy, it requires a key and gasoline, and you probably don't have the skills to fix it if it breaks down. Do not make getting a car your day 1 priority. That is a mistake. However, you should be scouting for viable vehicles. Look for cars that are in good condition, parked in driveways, with a high chance of the key being inside the house or on a zombie nearby. Make a note of these locations on your map. A working vehicle transforms the game. It expands your reach, it becomes a mobile storage unit, it can even be a weapon. But it is a mid-game objective, not an early-game one. Focus on the fundamentals first: security, water, food, and a good melee weapon. The perfect first 24 hours are about building a solid, unshakable foundation. We are not taking massive risks. We are not trying to be heroes. We are being methodical, ruthless, and efficient. We are laying the groundwork so that when day 7 comes and a helicopter event draws 1,000 zombies to our location, our base will hold. When winter arrives and the crops fail, our pantry will be full. Every single action we take, from picking up a single nail to choosing which house to sleep in, is a calculated move in a grand strategy. This is the path to victory. This is the pro-level master plan. Follow it, and you will not just survive the Exodus, you will master it. The psychology of this world is as important as the physical threats. Your character gets scared, stressed, bored, and unhappy. These negative moodles have real, detrimental effects on your gameplay. Panic makes your aim unsteady and your melee attacks less effective. Sadness slows down your actions. Managing your character's mental health is a hidden mechanic that you must master. In the first 24 hours, you will find items that help with this. Cigarettes, if you have a lighter, are a quick fix for stress. Books and magazines reduce boredom and unhappiness. Finding a clean bed and sleeping in it provides a significant boost. As I said before, eating high-value food like chocolate or ice cream gives a surprising amount of happiness. Think of it as another resource bar to manage, just like hunger and thirst. It is equally important. Another key aspect of the master plan is noise management. Every action you take has a noise value. Opening a door, smashing a window, firing a gun, even jogging. You need to become a student of silence. Crouch walking or sneaking should be your default mode of movement inside buildings. When you loot a container, you can do it quickly and loudly or slowly and quietly. Always choose quiet. The few extra seconds it takes are worth the reduced risk of attracting unwanted attention. A pro tip for navigating hordes: use buildings as tools. You can draw a large group of zombies to a house, then slip out the back window and close it behind you. The zombies will be trapped inside, trying to break down the doors and windows. This can buy you precious minutes to loot a nearby location or simply escape. You can use this zombie bomb technique to clear a path. It's risky, but sometimes necessary. Remember, the world itself is your weapon. Use it. Let's delve deeper into base fortification. We've talked about boarding windows, but let's optimize it. A single plank on a window is a minor deterrent. 4 planks is a solid barrier. But the real strength comes from diversity. A window with 4 planks, a sheet covering it on the inside, and a large sofa pushed up against it is a fortress. This is the concept of layered defense. You want to make it as difficult and time-consuming as possible for a zombie to break through. Each layer forces a separate check, a separate animation. This is how you turn a flimsy wooden house into a castle. Now for the staircase. Destroying it with a sledgehammer is the ideal, but sledgehammers are rare. The barricade is your more likely option. But don't just place one sofa, place everything. A sofa, a fridge, a wardrobe, a series of chairs. Create a mountain of junk that is physically impassable. This ensures that even if they break down your front door, your second floor remains a sanctuary. You can then use your sheet rope to come and go as you please. This is the cornerstone of the perfect base setup. Let's expand on water management. Rain collector barrels are the ultimate goal, but they require a certain carpentry level and garbage bags, which can be hard to find. In the first 24 hours, your focus should be on collecting every single water container you can find. Cooking pots, water bottles, kettles, mugs. When you find your base, immediately fill all of these containers from the taps. This is your initial stockpile. It will last you for days. Once the water shuts off, you will need to boil tainted water from rivers or lakes. This requires a heat source, a campfire or an oven, and a container. This is why collecting those pots and pans on day one is so critical. You are planning ahead for the inevitable. The master plan is all about mitigating future crises before they happen. Let's discuss a controversial topic: fighting or fleeing. The simple answer is you always flee unless you are forced to fight. Every fight carries a risk of injury, infection, and death. It degrades your weapon's durability and makes noise. It is almost always a losing proposition in the long run. You are not a zombie slayer. You are a survivor. Your goal is to avoid conflict. Push a zombie to stumble it, then turn and walk away. Break line of sight. Use a building to trap it. Lure it down an alley and slip away. Your greatest weapon is your mind, not your axe. Only fight when your back is to the wall, when your escape is blocked, or when you are clearing your chosen safe house. In all other situations, you disengage. This discipline will keep you alive longer than any weapon. Now, a word on clothing. The clothes you spawn with are usually terrible. You need to upgrade your wardrobe as a priority. Clothing provides protection from scratches and bites. It also provides insulation from the cold and rain. Look for leather jackets, denim shirts, and sturdy boots. Each piece of clothing has a protection value. Layering clothes is key. A t-shirt under a denim shirt under a leather jacket provides 3 layers of protection for your torso. Check the condition of clothes you find. A torn jacket offers almost no protection. You need to find a needle and thread to repair your gear. This is another small but vital task for your first night's downtime. Maintaining your gear is just as important as finding it. The first 24 hours are a whirlwind of constant threat assessment and resource management. But if you follow this blueprint, this master plan, you will emerge from that crucible not just alive, but powerful. You will have a secure base, a stockpile of resources, a clear strategic plan, and the mental fortitude to execute it. You have taken the chaos of the apocalypse and imposed your will upon it. You have mastered the first day, and now you are ready to conquer all the days that follow. Remember the key takeaways. Move quietly and deliberately. Prioritize a bag and a container. Secure a 2-story base and fortify it with layers. Destroy or barricade the stairs. Stockpile water immediately. Avoid unnecessary combat. Think ahead. Plan for the future. This is not a game of chance. It is a game of strategy. And with this plan, you are holding a royal flush. Go and execute. Let's dive into the specifics of an optimized character build, as this is a decision made before the 24 hours even begin, but it dictates the entire strategy. For a perfect start, a build centered around the handy and strong traits is nearly unbeatable. Strong gives you increased carrying capacity, which is invaluable in the early game when you're hauling planks, water, and food. It also provides a significant melee damage boost. Handy is the cornerstone of our base building strategy, allowing you to build and fortify structures faster and more effectively. It synergizes with your goal of creating a fortress on day one. For negative traits, smoker is an easy choice. Cigarettes are plentiful and they provide a great stress reduction tool. Slow healer is manageable if you play carefully and avoid injury, which is our core philosophy. Weak stomach is also a good choice, as we will be purifying water and eating non-perishable food, avoiding rotten items entirely. This build creates a character who is a powerful melee combatant, an efficient pack mule, and a master builder, a true post-apocalyptic pioneer. This character is designed to execute our master plan with maximum efficiency. Now, let's talk about the very first building you enter. We've established it should be a house, but what kind of house? A small single-story bungalow is a quick loot but offers poor long-term prospects. A large two-story house with a garage is ideal. The garage is a secondary loot zone with a high chance of spawning tools, generators, and even a sledgehammer. The 2 stories provide the verticality we need for our fortress strategy. When you approach this ideal house, you don't just check the doors. You do a full 360-degree sweep of the exterior. Look for bloodstains on the walls. Look for broken windows. These are signs that the house might be occupied by more than just 1 or 2 zombies. An pristine exterior is a good sign. It suggests the house might be empty or have very few inhabitants. This initial reconnaissance is a crucial step that many players skip. They rush in blind and get swarmed. We are not them. We are methodical. Once inside, we have a looting priority list. This is the Project Z Exodus optimized start guide to looting a house. 1. Medical, bathroom cabinets. 2. Container, bedroom closets. Look for school bags or duffel bags. 3. Weapon, closets, garage, kitchen. Look for blunt instruments. 4. Tools, garage, kitchen drawers, hammer, nails, saw, screwdriver. 5. Food, kitchen pantry, non-perishables first. 6. Water containers, kitchen cupboards. 7. Literature, bookshelves, nightstands. 8. Clothing, wardrobes, drawers. By following this list, you ensure that you are prioritizing the items that have the biggest immediate impact on your survival and your ability to execute the master plan. You can come back for the can of peas later. The suture needle is more important right now. Let's talk about a specific pro-player secret for inventory management, the go bag. Your main inventory is for your everyday carry items, your primary weapon, a bottle of water, a snack, your first aid kit. But your backpack, your go bag, should be packed with a specific purpose. It should contain the essential items needed to set up a temporary outfit or to survive a night away from your main base. This includes a sheet rope, a hammer, a box of nails, a spare weapon, and a day's worth of food and water. By keeping this bag packed and ready, you are always prepared for an emergency evacuation or a long-range scavenging run. You can drop your main bag at a temporary camp, grab your go bag, and continue your mission with a lighter load. This level of preparation is what defines a professional survivor. Now, let's circle back to the first night. We are in our secure second-story room, we've barricaded the non-existent stairs, we've eaten, we've organized our loot. What now? This is a perfect time for skill grinding. If you have the handy trait, you can find a piece of furniture you don't need, like a chair, and dismantle it. Then, using the planks you gained, you can build a simple crate. Then, you can dismantle the crate. This loop of dismantling and building provides a small but steady stream of carpentry XP. You can spend a few hours of the night doing this, and by morning, you may have gained a full level in carpentry. This makes your barricade stronger and unlocks new crafting recipes. This is how you use your downtime effectively. Every second is an opportunity to improve your position. Another critical nighttime activity is listening. The game's sound design is your best intelligence tool. You will learn to distinguish the groan of a single zombie from the murmur of a small group. You will learn to recognize the sound of a window breaking or a door being forced. By staying awake and listening, you can anticipate threats before they become critical. If you hear a large group gathering at your front door, you know that you'll need to use your backup sheet rope exit in the morning. Information is survival. The night is your time to gather it. As the 24-hour mark approaches, you should perform a self-assessment. Check your character's health, hunger, thirst, and mood. Check the durability of your weapon and clothing. Check the status of your base's fortifications. Check your supply levels. This is your State of the Union address. It will inform your plan for the next 24 hours. Are you low on water? Water procurement is your new priority one. Is your axe about to break? Finding a replacement is your top mission. The perfect first 24 hours are not just about a series of actions. They are about creating a sustainable system. A system of scouting, looting, fortifying, and planning. You have created this system. You have survived the initial shock. You have overcome the chaos. You have established order. You are no longer just reacting to the world, you are acting upon it. This is the ultimate goal of the master plan. It is to transform you from a refugee into a pioneer, from a survivor into a ruler. The first day was a test, and you passed with flying colors. This is the way. This meticulous approach, this obsession with detail, is what separates the fleeting survivor from the enduring legend. Remember, the game isn't just about killing zombies. It's a complex simulation of societal collapse. And in this simulation, the most valuable resource is knowledge. The knowledge of how to build, how to heal, how to fight, and, most importantly, how to plan. This master plan is your first and most important piece of knowledge. It is the key that unlocks the rest of the game. Cherish it, refine it, but most importantly, execute it without hesitation. The dead are coming, but you will be ready. What about when things go wrong? Because they will. No plan is perfect. The true test of a survivor is not how well they execute a plan, but how they adapt when that plan fails. Let's say you enter a house you thought was empty, and a zombie lunges out of a bathroom. It bites you. A bite is a 100% death sentence. Your run is over. Or is it? A pro player knows that even in death, there is an opportunity. Your now doomed character has one final mission: to prepare the way for their next character. You take all your valuable loot, your tools, your food, your weapons, and you consolidate it in a single, safe, and easily accessible container. You can write a note, leaving instructions for your future self. You then take that character and you go out in a blaze of glory. You use your remaining time to scout new areas, to draw large hordes away from valuable locations, or to clear a path to a place you want your next character to reach. You are turning a catastrophic failure into a strategic advantage for your next run. This is the legacy mindset. You are not just playing one life, you are building a persistent presence in the world. Now, let's talk about a more common setback, a non-fatal injury. A scratch, a laceration. These have a smaller chance of turning you into a zombie, but they are still incredibly dangerous. They can get infected, they slow you down, they cause pain, which disrupts your sleep and concentration. The moment you are injured, your priority shifts. Forget looting, forget building. Your only mission is to get to a safe location and treat the wound. You need to disinfect it with alcohol wipes or disinfectant. You need to bandage it with sterile bandages, and you need to keep it clean, changing the bandage regularly. A simple scratch can kill you in 3 days if it gets infected and you don't have antibiotics. This is why our first looting priority was the bathroom cabinet. Medical supplies are more valuable than gold. This is a rule you must never forget. What if you can't find a good base? What if you've been searching for hours and every house is either swarming with zombies or a flimsy, indefensible shack? You adapt. You create a temporary shelter, a second-story bathroom in an office building, a walk-in freezer in a grocery store. You find the most defensible single room you can, barricade the door, and spend the night there. It is not ideal. It is not the fortress we planned for, but it is survival. The master plan is a guide, not a gospel. You must have the intelligence and flexibility to deviate from it when the situation demands it. The goal remains the same: survive the night. But the method may have to change. This ability to improvise is a key skill. Let's talk about fire. Fire is a powerful tool and a terrible enemy. A campfire can be used to cook food, boil water, and provide light and warmth. It is a beacon of civilization in a dead world. But it also attracts zombies. The light and smoke can be seen from a great distance. You must use fire judiciously. Building an indoor fire is incredibly dangerous and can burn your entire base down. The safest option is to build a campfire outside, well away from your main base, use it for your cooking and boiling, and then extinguish it completely. An abandoned barbecue grill is a fantastic, safe alternative for cooking. Never leave a fire unattended. The apocalypse is dangerous enough without you accidentally committing arson. Another aspect of the master plan that requires flexibility is your diet. You have your stockpile of canned goods, but what happens when you run out? You need to learn to forage and trap. The forests are full of berries and mushrooms, but some of them are poisonous. You need to find a book on herbalism to learn which ones are safe. You can build traps to catch rabbits and squirrels. This requires a skill in trapping. These are not day one concerns, but you should be aware of them. You should be looking for the skill books and crafting materials that will enable these sustainable food sources later in the game. You are always thinking 3 steps ahead. The perfect first 24 hours are the foundation. They are what enable you to think about day 30, day 60, day 100. Without a secure base and a stable food and water supply, you are trapped in a cycle of desperate daily survival. You are reacting. The master plan allows you to break that cycle. It allows you to start planning, to start building, to start thriving. It gives you control. And in a world defined by chaos, control is the ultimate power. Remember that. Control your fear, control your environment, control your destiny. Execute the plan. Survive. Dominate. The journey of 1,000 days begins with a single perfect step. And for us, that step was taken today.
We faced the dawn of the dead, and we did not flinch. We met the chaos, and we imposed our order. We looked into the abyss, and we built a home. The first 24 hours are over. Our story, however, has just begun. There is a world out there to reclaim. Let's go and take it. And so, with the first light of the second day casting long shadows across the dew-kissed grass, a profound sense of accomplishment settles in. It's not joy. It's not relief. It's a cold, hard satisfaction. The satisfaction of a plan perfectly executed. We are standing at the window of our second-story fortress, looking out over the silent, dead town. We have a full stomach, a bottle of clean water, and a sturdy weapon in our hands. Our inventory is organized, our base is secure, and our mind is clear. We have a mission for the day: to locate a public library for skill books and to scout the nearby clinic for advanced medical supplies. We have a route planned. We have contingency plans. We are no longer the frightened survivor who woke up yesterday. We are the architects of our own survival. This transformation is the entire point of the master plan. It is to take you from a state of vulnerability to a state of empowerment. It is to give you the tools, both physical and mental, to not just exist in this world, but to shape it. The skills you've begun to hone, stealth, combat, fortification, resource management, are the building blocks of your new life. Every zombie you outsmart, every barricade you build, every can you open is a small victory. And these small victories accumulate. They build confidence, they build expertise, they build a legacy. As you prepare to descend your sheet rope and begin the tasks of day 2, you do so with a newfound sense of purpose. You are not just scavenging for scraps. You are gathering the resources to build a new civilization, even if it is a civilization of one. You are a keeper of the flame in a world gone dark. This is the ultimate pro player secret. The game is not about the zombies. It's about what you build in spite of them. It's about the systems you create, the knowledge you acquire,
and the resilience you demonstrate. The zombies are just the backdrop. They are the catalyst for your evolution. So, as you step out into the morning light, remember the lessons of the first 24 hours. Be patient, be methodical, be intelligent. Trust the plan, but be prepared to adapt. Every moment is a test. Every decision matters. The world has ended, but your story is just beginning. Go write it.